Hello guys, if you like to create applications that stand out, well, this video is for you. In this video, we're going to be animating a vehicle zooming across your splash screen while revealing your logo. So, let's get started. Firstly, we would add the assets for this project. We just need a car image. You can use any car image you like or get the one I use, which will be in the description. Next, we'll create the splash. I'll call this the car splash, and within it we'll add our scaffold. Next, we add the variables which we'll be using. And after that, we create the sized box in which we place our stack. Let us add our image. I will set the width of the image to 200. This is to give the screen enough space. Next, using the transform widget, we will rotate our vehicle to the vertical position. The transform widget takes an angle which is in radians. The formula for converting radians into degrees is pi over 180 multiplied by the degree. To get the value of pi in Flutter, we import it from the .math package. Next, we use the align widget to position the vehicle at the center of the screen. Let us start animating the vehicle. We would add the AnimationController, and the first animation we'll be working with is the rotate animation. This would rotate the vehicle from a vertical position to the horizontal position. The vehicle will start at 90 degrees and rotate down to 180. We'll use the AnimatedBuilder to refresh the widgets whenever the animation updates. To rotate this widget, we add the rotation animation value to the transform widget. Next, we go to the init state, and within the add post frame callback, we start the animation using controller.forward. Widget binding is used here to ensure the widget is built completely before the animation starts. The next animation we'll be working on is the vertical animation. This is the animation that will slide the vehicle from the top of the screen to the center. Using the TweenSequence again, we add the start position as -1.5, which brings the car from outside the screen to inside of the screen. Then from -0.5 to 0, we have a smaller movement where the car rotates, and then for the last part of the animation, the car doesn't perform any vertical animation. This is where the horizontal movement occurs. Once we restart this, we get to see the animation. There are some issues with this animation which I'll fix now. First, in the rotate animation, we wouldn't want the car to start rotating initially. So just like the vertical move, for the first 30% of the animation, which is specified on the weight, we want the animation to remain in the vertical position. And also, on the vertical move animation, the first TweenSequence is supposed to end at -0.5 to prevent the glitch in the animation. To make this more realistic, we add the horizontal movement to move the car in a horizontal position while it makes the turn and while it moves across the screen. We create the TweenSequence for the horizontal animation. For the first 30% of the animation, we want the car to just be at the center. For the next 20% of the animation, we want the car to move to the left hand side of the screen. This is where the rotation occurs. For the next 20% after this, we want to keep the car at a steady position before we move the car out of the screen using the last 30% of the animation. So let's add this horizontal animation to our widget and restart the application. So we can see the complete animation for the vehicle. The next widget we'll be building is the application logo. We'll be using a text to add the logo as vehicle driving. This can be replaced with the application logo or the name of the company making use of this application. Here we can see that the logo of the application just remains constant without any animation. For the last animation, we would want to reveal the logo only when the car goes over the logo. For this, we'll be creating another animation called mask text animation. This animation is only going to be driven during the last 30% of the animation. This is because during this 30%, the car moves along the horizontal axis, and this is when we want to reveal the logo. Using the TweenSequence, we set the first sequence to have a weight of 70, which is 70% of the animation, and for the second sequence, we set the animation to move from 0 to 1 in just 30% of the animation. Please note that for this tutorial, I make use of TweenSequence which total to 100. The weights of each of the TweenSequence item total to 100, and this is just my personal preference. You can make your TweenSequence total to 200 or more. I just find 100 easier to manage. So to mask this text, we'll add a container under the logo which covers the whole screen and has the same background color as the scaffold. Then using the positioned widget, we add our mask text animation. This moves the container out of the screen using the mask animation. Adding some finishing touches, I'll add some curves to our animation using the curved animation. Adding the controller and the curve of ease out, we create a curved animation and add it to each of the animations. Once we restart the application now, we can see our animation has been completed and ready for use. Thanks for watching to this point. If this video helped you in any way, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you next time. Thank you.